Hello friends, welcome to this week's edition of our United Way Partner Spotlight. We're glad you're with us, and today we have the opportunity to visit briefly with our friends at Ability Montana. And this is an organization that does some great things for folks in our community, and we're going to let them share a little bit about that. This is my friend Mariah and Charles, and I'm going to ask one of them to get us started by just give us a general overview of what Ability Montana does.
Well, we're a Center for Independent Living. We help people live independent lives, and we offer a self-direct program, which helps people direct their own care and hire who they want to help them with that care. And then we also do independent living, helping people to live independent and give them the tools and resources and everything they need to do that. Then we also offer a recreation program with adaptive sports.
And veterans-directed care.
And veterans-directed care as well.
Sure.
Where now the veterans, if they need personal care assistance, stuff like that, they can get on there. But there's, for the veterans-directed care, it's a lot like self-direct, but instead of Medicaid, it's the VA.
Oh, sure, VA services. Well, that's great. And so your clients are folks with a variety of disabilities. And you've got to kind of scale that to meet each person's needs, right?
Yeah, anywhere from depression, addiction, to physical, whatever it is, you just identify with us that you have a disability. And yeah, it's about finding each person's prescription on what helps them with what's going on in their life.
Sure. And I like the idea that it's self-directed. I mean, they have a say in their treatment program and what works for them.
Yep. So what they do is they come in, it's Medicaid based for the self-direct, and then they become the boss. So they hire a family member, or friends, or whoever as their PCA, and they get to make their hours, and it's pretty much they're the boss.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Well, that's pretty cool, because I don't know, it's kind of like working with our unsheltered population. It's easy for folks to almost not see or compartmentalize our folks with disabilities, and that's one hurdle you have to overcome right out of the gate. Right?
Yeah, breaking the stigma and yeah, actually Mariah has a.
We're going to do a Let's Talk Disability Helena.
Oh, okay.
So
and this sounds like it's something that addresses the stigma and all
Yes,
that kind of thing.
yes, sir.
So tell us about this event. Yeah.
It is a monologue series, so each individual with their disability can talk about the joys, the problems, the experience of having a disability. And it's very cathartic for them. And then the people that are in the audience, they learn a lot, and it's cathartic for them.
Sure. Just a real personal exposure to what it means to live with a disability, the challenges, all those kind of things. The joys, like you mentioned, it's all over the map. And tell us more about when and where this is. How do folks get involved?
It's going to be at the Carroll College Flex Theater.
Yep.
And on May 14th and 15th from
Great.
6:30 to 8:30.
All right, fantastic. And folks can go online. How do they learn about this, or is it free, or tell us?
They go online at abilitymt.org, or they could call our office, which is 406-442-5755, and ask for Mariah, and I will set them up with some tickets. Tickets cost $10. That's it.
Great. Well, this sounds like an excellent event, and I can only imagine, excuse me, I can only imagine that your organization utilizes a number of volunteers in various ways. And I know it takes a special skill set. I don't know if there's training involved for your volunteers, but tell us a little bit how a person gets involved with Ability Montana.
Well, get on our website or contact one of us, and we are always looking for volunteers to help, like especially with our rec program, adaptive ice skating, adaptive fly fishing,
Sure.
all that kind of stuff, adaptive skiing.
Yep.
Now, So yeah, I mean, it takes a lot, and we're always looking. All they need to do is just contact the office, ask about our volunteer program and what we do, and one of us or someone in the office will be able to direct you to who you need to talk to.
All right. Excellent. Excellent.
They can go to REC at abilitymt.org also.
Yep, to
Okay.
find out any, like, our
For the
dates.
recreational pieces.
Yep.
Is that right?
Yeah, and then also if they do, and then they can contact our rec manager or one of the rec team members and find out, maybe get on a schedule to come out to a Camp Bull Wheel out in Ennis, or, participate in one of our activities.
Activities. Yeah. Charles, we've talked before about your recreational activities, but do any of you have, either of you have a maybe story to tell, kind of a, I don't know, a feel-good situation where somebody maybe came in, maybe even a little bit not sure about your services, somebody with some disabilities, and this person just blossomed as a result of the work with you. I know I'm putting you on the spot here, but maybe a quick example, no names, but a person that, really benefited from your services.
We had an individual who came who had a brain tumor.
Okay.
And he had it removed, so he had some TBI issues. And he went to what we have is a Living Well in the community class. He went through that, and then he became part of Charles's men's group. And he also did, sorry.
Courage and Strength.
Courage and Strength, thank you.
Okay.
And so he is part of our video on the website about how that has made a change in his ability to live independently, his ability to make friends. So it's just a great.
And that was over the course of a year, couple of years. I don't,
Well, I met Brad back in when I actually took the class myself. We were going through some stuff, and
Right.
I had met him in that class before I was with Ability or Montana Independent Living Project back then, and
Okay.
We became friends. And then once I started working, he just continued using our services and stuff, and we just gave him the tools and the resources and just listened, and he blossomed. I mean,
and
he took
he's
it under his wing.
doing well today.
Yeah, we have so many guys in the men's group, ages from 17 all the way up to 60 something.
Wow.
They started doing twice a month. They would meet and do stuff, or go to the museum, or go have lunch or
Right.
ice cream, whatever it was. But a lot of these guys, have been just told that they weren't going to be able to do anything, or and they were always scared that they wouldn't be able to.
Right.
And so with the peer support aspect of that, they've all really just
Built some confidence.
and they do it themselves.
Yeah.
We're out of that one.
That's pretty cool. That's a great story, and just one small example of the good work that folks at Ability Montana do. Well, again, this event in May.
May 14th and 15th.
May 14th and 15th at Carroll College. Go online and register for that, or give them a call, and you can show up for this important event and educate yourself about our friends with disabilities.
Right now, I am auditioning anybody who wants to be in the program.
Oh.
You have to be a person that has a disability and willing to sit in front of an audience and talk about it. I will help you write your story if that's something that you do need.
Okay.
But we're just looking for anybody with a disability to be able to experience this.
To be ready to share.
Yeah.
That's awesome. All right.
Well, and then we have some.
Yeah.
We
What
have
else
some
we
dates
got?
coming up.
Any other announcements? We got?
Yeah, out at Steed Arena, right down here.
Yep.
We on Thursday, April 2nd, April 9th, 14th, and 21st. We're going to have some adaptive ice skating clinics going on and stuff. We need participants and volunteers. That's something where volunteers come in real handy too. And if you get on our website and stuff, you can see when the times are and all that. But it's no cost. We have skates, adaptive equipment, all that's provided, all ages and experiences. We provide a helmet, and all that. All you got to do is once you let us know, you get on the website and you go into the rec part, and then you go down. There's a registration form.
I'm looking at pictures, but the folks listening to this edition of our partner spotlight, so skates, seated things, little kind of stand-up deals. You have all the adaptive equipment for folks to ice skate, whatever their condition is.
Exactly.
Right?
Yes, we have every little bit of adaptation that we can think of. Even like little push bar stuff. You can't use your arms or something.
Sure.
You can get out.
And how do children participate in this stuff too? Or?
Yeah,
okay.
we got little tiny all the way up to big sleds. So, in fact, that's how that kind of became around.
Sure.
An old friend, mentor, and colleague, Joe Peden. He called me one day, and there was a little boy at Walmart that was crying in a wheelchair, and he was in a wheelchair himself, so he wheeled up and asked what was wrong, and he found out he got invited to a birthday party and wasn't able to participate.
Oh, sure. Because they were ice skating?
Because they were ice skating, and he couldn't participate. So Joe called me up after that, after he talked to this little boy, and said, "What can we do?" And
got to make this happen.
Yeah, and now we have quite a few sleds.
Nice.
Our rec program has just grown.
That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. All right. Well, some adaptive ice skating, and who doesn't think about ice skating in April, right?
Right.
Thanks to the good folks at Steed Arena. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. All right, friends. Well, thanks again for all the great work you do, and thanks for joining us for this week's version of our Partner Spotlight with United Way. Thank you, friends, and we'll see you next week.